Hi, it's Amy Solera. I wanted to give you a quick Pittsburgh housing market update by providing you with 5 things you should know. The first thing I would tell you is what's going on with interest rates. Where were they? Where are they now? Last week, interest rates were around 2.75% if you were buying a new house and under 3% if you were refinancing an existing mortgage. I wanted to point this out because back in January, we saw rates that were record lows of 2.75 if you were buying a new house. And then in the spring, a few months ago, they had creeped up and they were hovering around 3.25% for new purchases. And this is noteworthy because last week they had jumped back down to the record lows that we had seen in January. The second thing that I would tell you is how long it's taking for houses to sell in Pittsburgh. This graph is from the National Association of Realtors, so this is a look at how long it's taking homes to sell throughout the country. Nationally, it's taking houses 17 days to sell. If you compare these two green bars indicating homes are selling in 17 days to the 3 sets of orange bars on the left, those are showing the summer months starting in 2018. So you can see that in 2021, this summer, we're at record lows for how long it's taking houses to sell. Here's a graph I pulled solely from Pittsburgh data. You can see the average days on market starting in January of this year. In Pittsburgh, on average, homes are selling in only 9 days. The third thing that I would tell you about the housing market is what's going on with the inventory. Inventory is based on supply and demand. So if you look at this graph, if you have between 6 and 7 months of inventory, then that's a neutral, balanced market. If you have more than 7 months, that's a buyer's market. There are more sellers than buyers. And if you have less than 6 months, that's a seller's market. You have way more buyers than sellers. Here's another graph showing what's going on with inventory throughout the country. You can see that the green bars on the right compared to the orange bars on the left, the green bars and the months of inventory for this year are significantly lower than past summers. So what that means is the number of houses for sale compared to previous summers is far lower. So nationally, there's a 2-month supply of houses for sale. So what that means is that as of today, if no more houses are listed for sale, in 2 months, the whole supply would be sold and there'd be nothing left available. Here's a look at the inventory levels specifically in Pittsburgh. In April and May, we had less than 2 months of inventory. In June, we went to slightly above 2 months of inventory. So the inventory levels in Pittsburgh have been rising very slightly, but they've been rising, and that's good because there have not been enough houses for sale. However, we are still at 2 months supply, which means essentially that houses are selling as soon as they're listed for sale. The fourth thing that I would want you to know about the housing market is what does this mean for buyers? For years, the process of buying and selling a house never really changed. A homeowner would try to estimate the value of their house and then tack on a little extra money in order to give themselves some negotiating room. That would become the list price. From there, buyers would determine how much less than the list price they could offer in order to still have their offer accepted. So it used to be that the list price was the maximum ceiling that someone would potentially pay for a house. It was unthinkable that you would pay more than the list price, more than what the seller is asking. However, today, that's very different. And for a lot of times, the list price is the bare minimum that you can offer on a house. We have far more buyers than we do sellers, so it's leading to bidding wars. If you're a buyer in this market, look at the list price as the bare minimum of what you can offer. And if you say my budget, my max that I want to pay is $400,000, then don't look at the houses that are listed for $400,000. You're going to want to go under in order to potentially offer more money. I hear a lot of people saying that houses are overpriced. And the reason why houses are selling for so much more money is because interest rates are low. So that's giving buyers more purchasing power. Even if you have to pay $50,000 more for a house, because interest rates are low, you will be saving money rather than if houses were $30,000 less and interest rates were higher. The fifth thing that I would want you to know is what does this current market mean for sellers? If you have even casually thought about selling your house, now is the time to seriously consider doing so. The major challenge in today's market is that there are more buyers looking to buy houses than there are homes available for sale. The supply cannot keep up with the demand. As a result, there's more competition among buyers, bidding wars are taking place, and it's essential that buyers submit extremely competitive offers. On average, houses that are listed for sale are receiving 5 offers, but I know I've personally seen ones that have been receiving 15 offers. This is why sellers are in a great position right now to negotiate a sale of your house that fits terms based on what you're looking for. However, I would say that even though it's a seller's market, I would caution sellers to still price your house appropriately. If you price your house too high, you're more likely to deter buyers, the house will sit on the market longer, you'll have to drop the price, and prospective buyers will start to ask questions as to why it hasn't sold, and they're going to start thinking that something's wrong with the house. Instead, sellers need to set their sale price based on fair market value, looking at what has recently sold in your area. When you price your house right, you'll increase the home's visibility, which will drive more buyers to your door wanting to schedule showings. And the more buyers that tour your house, the more likely that you'll receive multiple offers, creating a bidding war and potentially increasing the sale price. The more buyers that you can get looking at your house and competing for your house, that's how you're going to win big. And finally, if you're a buyer looking to buy a house, more homes have started coming on the market, but overall inventory is still very low. So you definitely want to plan ahead, give yourself enough time, and work with an experienced real estate agent who can help guide you through the process and help you come up with an offer that's as competitive as possible within your means. If you're a seller and you're thinking about selling your house, now is the time to do so. In Pittsburgh, houses have been selling in 9 days. The number of houses coming on the market has increased, still record lows, so you still will sell your house quickly. But as summer progresses, people are going on vacation, then we have school starting, and then we're going into the holidays. So just the typical cycle of real estate, more houses will be coming on the market. It'll be taking longer for houses to sell. So if you want to sell, now's the time to do so when your competition is limited. If you're thinking about moving, please reach out. I'd love to talk with you and help you figure out the best strategy for navigating this real estate market.